welcome to another somewhat thrilling episode of One Way. I have had this running for about a minute now because for some weird reason I was appearing as Steve, even though I'm online. Everything appears correctly now. So, of course, if this is new to you, the idea is we want to head south. As you can see, we are currently at 42,444.4 blocks south. And, of course, the whole thing is to go as far that away as we can till either we get bored with this or Minecraft is no longer relevant. Anyway, simple rules. We can go that way. We can go that way. We can go that way. But not that way. With two exceptions. One, if we need to backtrack to get around something or any generated structures, we can do free roam. Alright, with that being said, island already. Just by moving forward a little bit, what I'm going to do is set the timer for an hour, see how long we can go. And we start now. And away we go. What will this hour of fun and excitement do for us today? Be oceans, 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 and more oceans? Or are we going to actually see land besides islands? Or little tiny formations? Now that I'm starting to generate chunks like mad, the frame rate starts to drop like a rock. As you saw in the beginning, I was at $120, which is actually a bit high. Oh, so of course you move where I am. Now I'm down to 60. 58. Now back to $120. Interesting. Anyway, it varies wildly. It's even gone as low as 15. That's a 1 and a 5. And no other numbers. Yeah, we're going to keep going this way unless something interesting actually appears to the right. So there's not much to really talk about. Except if you've seen the last episode of Amped that I recorded, I have finally got to a point where we can actually make in-game progress in terms of the campaign portion of the game. I have found the 5 diamond Stutterfest that I needed to start getting the ball rolling. Boy, it's stuttering a lot now. Yeah, big island. Nothing of interest there. So now that I got that stuff, it's now just a matter of time before... Stutter. It's a matter of time before I actually make real progress. Because that was pretty much the only thing holding us back. Stutter. And again, until something of interest kind of shows up, we'll just keep going to the side a little bit. We're in between land masses. Well, actually, it's only on one side. I thought I saw something appearing on the left. And it just appears to be more islands. On the plus side, it helps us move a lot faster towards the edge, and I have to keep talking because we have copyrighted music in the background. That is a no-no. We can't have that. So we gotta keep talking even if there's nothing to talk about, which makes things a bit more challenging. It's so we don't get a false copyright flagging. As of right now, I got 3 videos that have been falsely flagged for copyright infringement. Stutter. None which produce any sort of, there's no bans or no restrictions on them. Only thing is you can't make any money. They've been falsely flagged, so I put in for a copyright dispute on all 3 of them. What happens is, in this particular case, a series of songs by Kevin MacLeod, called Organic Meditations 1, 2, or 3. For some reason, some German company has been flagging those, and I don't blame the company as much as people would probably like to. I blame Content ID, because it really is a crappy piece of, well, crap. And we got planes. And like we said, we can go sideways. That's perfectly fine. And of course, I prematurely get off the boat because when I try to get off the boat, it tends to run away. And we don't want that. See, that actually was a perfect dismount. It's right here. It's not gonna run away or anything. There we go. Let's see what we got here in the plains. Stutter. Actually, what I might have to do, and I don't like doing it because there's a nice breeze coming in, is I might have to shut my window. I don't want to do that, but I might have to. Although I don't think it's actually that loud. So let's see what we got here. Some lava. Actually, I don't think it's loud enough it's gonna actually appear or be recognized in any way, shape, or form. Might just hear some percussion, and that's about it. Stutter, stutter, stutter. And we got both a desert and we got whatever you call it, savanna. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the timer, pause the game just for a moment, because this is starting. Somebody's just blaring music out here, so I'm going to shut my wonderful window. It does look, it's pretty much as crappy as it sounds. I can still hear it, but hardly distinguishable now, so you don't have to hear me yap, which I'm sure all of you are happy, because you can't blame anyone for not wanting to hear me yap away. Now, if we find a generated structure behind us by a considerable amount, then too bad. Can't go there. So I just go up here just to see. Well, I can't see anything that way, so who cares at this point. Like I said, some slight backtracking is allowable. We're still pretty good with the meats. And splat. I'm gonna go slow. And what we need are beds. We only have 2 more. So what we need to do is, as we run and jump over puddles, what we're going to do is get to a point. Stutter. I'll just plop a bed, then plop that sucker down, go zip and zip, and just make a bunch of beds. That's too many to be truthful. Knock this down. Yeah, we can waste the axe. We can always make more. In this series, it's not as important to conserve the axe. Alright, that's that. And let's just be sure we're heading the right way. And we are. So let's keep going. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, some neighbor, Stutter, decided it's a good time to blast their radio. And we got a savanna over here. It's the quickest way to get from here to there. Oh jeez, it's in between. I don't know which way I want to go. Well, I saw this one first. So I'll go this way. Why not? Why? Why not? Perfectly good answer. Anything noticeable there? Not that I know of. Stutter, stutter, stutter. Computer does not handle rendering. Well, that was interesting. No, that's not deep enough. I just floated above water, even though there was nothing under me. Alright, let's see what we got here. Stutter. One thing I hate about the savannah and the plains are all the tall grasses that are here. They could be hiding a pit, an entire ravine, lava pool. I'm not going terribly far one way or another. I almost said the Minecraft swear word. You know, a word that sort of starts with a synonym of singular and another synonym of orientation. It's considered a swear in Minecraft, according to Paul Soares Jr., and I agree with him 100% on that. I think once, since it was determined to be foul language, quote unquote, that is, that I've said it only once and apologized for it. So what do we... Oh, hitting the wrong button again. I'm so good at hitting wrong buttons. Anyway. Moving forward, because that's pretty much the way we do it. I don't know if you can hear it or not. Sometimes it's amazing what this thing can pick up, and sometimes what it can't. Have new immediate downstairs neighbors, and lucky me, they got little dogs that constantly bark. Fortunately, when the owners are home, they're pretty quiet. They apparently are also kept in a room that you can almost not even hear them. However, in this case, when they're not home, they got free roam in the apartment, and when they get up to the front door, you definitely will hear them as if they are right here next to the computer. As my front door is, I don't even know how it's legally considered a door, to be frank. It's just like it's just like a crappy 1x1 wooden frame with cardboard. It's pretty much my door. Anyway, yet another island. Okay, this island thing is getting a bit tiring. Remember when we had huge land masses? I wonder what that would be like if that ever happened again. And I'm talking masses that go for like about 4,000 blocks, or maybe 2.5 miles or so. I would like to see that again. But like I said before, the plus side, under 30 frames per second. We started at $120, and then now it goes back up, then it goes back down. Anyway, the good thing about this nothing but water is we move that much faster. Get that much closer to the quote-unquote edge of the world that we probably will never hit. And by probably, I'm saying with certainty we will not hit. Although if the Firelands thing was still around, it would be pretty neat to see. Because we are approximately, but not quite, halfway there between where everything appears normal and when the math starts going a little haywire and weird things would happen. But yeah, before the game became released, they kind of squashed that bug. So The only thing that happens is if you get to 30 million, you fall through and you die. The world still generates, it's just every bit of physics doesn't. The physics stops at 29,999,999 in any direction from zero. That is, within the 4 cardinal directions. I just see islands. I don't see anything of interest. Oh, I wish I had the frame rate up there. I was literally at 3 frames a second. And we got swampy lands. And a roofed forest. So what we're going to do is, we're not going to actually go into the roofed forest. We're just going to hug this side of the world, because these are your warmer climates. And where there's warmer climates, there tends to be the biomes that matter. Looks like we're going to have to get off anyway. Disembark. There it goes. Yeah, even when I watch good players, if they don't disembark early, they tend to have their boats run away. Surprised that, someone who's... Oh, well, I guess that's all that... Oh, there it is. I hate how the game does that now, is they take the entity lands far from where it actually lands. The boat wasn't anywhere near where it was, but that's where it wound up. Yeah, we still got a ways we can go before plopping our next bed down. So the only bad thing about making all those beds is that it's taking away slots. Slots we can use for things. But I'm not all too concerned about it. Let's just look at our inventory here and see that we don't have an ounce of wood on us. So we'll just grab a tree here. There we go, and just split them all up. We don't need more. We're good. And last apple. Pork chop time. And, oh, plane. I see planes. Yeah, we're gonna have to go through a little of the, let's see if I can time this right. This looks doable. Not bad. Sometimes I can do things that make me almost look like I'm good at the game. I'm beginning to think that planes was more of just a tiny blip, and I bet that was a ravine. It was, and there's iron there. Yeah, it was just a little blip of plains there. Nothing I really care to look at. So now the thing is, let's just take this as far as we can before it gets too dark. It's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Well, just before the river. Another ravine to the right, which will be now to the left, obviously. And the game had to stutter there, didn't it? Yes, when performing jumping puzzles, it's always the best time for a computer to stutter at that point. Because success is something that's just overrated. And stutter. Like you said, generating so much world, it just can't handle doing it. Hey, at least we're seeing land this time. Now I'd like to see desert, savanna, or plains. Which I'm not seeing any of. And this is kind of like a minefield, so I'm going to aim down so I can stretch the view. So I can... Alright, we're good. The whole thing was to see if I can spot the lily pads before they get too close, and it's too late. Stutter, stutter, stutter. We're gonna need sheep somewhat soon, maybe next episode or episode after. Now I'm seeing swamp over there, so it might go to absolutely nothing we care about. But we're gonna go there, or just disembark here. You know what sucks? The boat's back there, and we can't backtrack. So we inadvertently abandoned a boat. On the plus side, that boat was pretty beat up, and it was probably going to break within a couple of rides anyhow. Yeah, that worked. Don't know how, but it worked. And did I see something of interest here? No. I thought I saw plains. It was just a dull spot. Here's plains, but again, just a tiny segment. There's roofed forest again. Oh, it looks like we get to go through one. Lovely. We probably get to fight something. Stutter. Let's hope we get through here, and I think we have. And we got plains. Sort of. We'll just go over here just to see if it extends, which it does not. Although I see it extends over there, but I don't see it going any farther. Yeah, it just goes into cold territory, so I don't care about that. Yep, we run. And we do this potential death battle area again. Yeah, I don't like going through them. Well, it looks like we go through winter no matter what. Yeah, it's winter no matter what. Hey, we managed to navigate that. Aren't I amazing? Yeah. Yeah, this isn't looking like fun. Hopefully we'll get through this without any surprise attacks. Although usually as a somewhat dark world spawns in, monsters generally don't appear right away. It does happen, but it's not very often. And we got planes. Real ones this time. Okay, we got more than half a day to go before the next. Okay, it goes village and her. Alright, as I said before, in a village we have free roam. Did a little backtracking there because, as I said, to get around some minor issues, that is allowed. And let's see if there's anything to loot here. Alright, we're in free roam territory. So we can go backwards. I don't even have emeralds. Let's see, do we have anything of value? Well, we got horses again, which mean nothing. 11 for a clock. Really? Looks like this village is nothing. Just a church and a few houses, and that's about it. Alright, back to the adventure. And before we go on our adventure, let's ditch that before... Oh, I just realized I could have made a helmet, but that's back over there. We can't go there. So let's go a little more this way, see what we get. Sun setting. Need some more light gray. So we found a village. That's good. And we're slowing down for some reason. And stutter along. Stutter. Ooh. Made that fancy jump. I almost impressed myself. Well, we go from an area we like to an area we're not going to care for. Winter! Yay! Stutter, stutter, dead. Well, we get to run through some of this crap now. On the plus side, it's pretty quick and easy to get through. Negative side, nothing of importance here. There's so many biomes. It's splat. Really hard for Mojang to make something special for each. Here's the only time that I will do the running jump is over ice, because he really moves. Otherwise, it just looks stupid. It has its advantages, but PSJ and I both agree. Dumb. It also might be because we're old. And we don't believe in silly things like that. Stutter. And it's almost time to put down the bed. In fact, it pretty much is time to put down a bed that a boat is in. And you know what? I don't have a clue how long. Okay, I swear I cannot get the timer right. When I stopped it to shut the window, I completely failed to restart it. So I went back, looked at how much time the clips went approximately, and then came up with a number, and the amount of time that we got left is approximately 30 minutes 45 seconds. So hit that, start running, start the clock. Start the clock. I might have actually started the clock, it just didn't accept. Just the one minor nag about the little kitchen timer that I'm using is they have a rubber start and stop button that the trigger is in the center of, and if you hit the sides, it will not activate. Kind of annoying. So it's going now. I'll err on a little more material than is needed. Look how much faster we can go. Bouncing on the ice. Then we get into tall, thick trees, and that looks like a cave. Oh, cave that isn't. Alright, let's keep going. Let's... You know, it just seems lately I just cannot win with the timer. I have to screw it up one way or another. We don't need any cows as of yet. We're good with that. So let's just keep moving a little more this way. Stutter. Made it easy to figure out how much time was left, give or take. Was that every little clip was literally almost exact same amount of time, which usually doesn't work that way. Because when it gets dark, more of the colors appear the same, so the video segments at night actually appear longer, or if you're in a cave system that's fairly dark. Especially cave systems, because a lot of it's gray. Now we're in snow, which is a lot of white, so this might actually produce much longer video segments. And let's actually go this way because it's shorter. Going through food like there's no tomorrow almost. I see we're at the 4 point, and hit it just before 4.5 happens. Maximizes the distance that we can travel with our food. And we got a roofed forest again. Now the question is, where does it go? Shall we go through it or just straddle it? Well, I don't think we have much of a choice. So let's prolong the inevitable, because I see it appearing in front of us. with a small planes. Yeah, I know. A small plain is grammatically correct, but the biome is referred to as plains. Well, that's it. That's a sheep. Hey, at least it's somewhat interesting this time around instead of nothing but water. It'll go this way a little bit. That plain's pretty much far and gone. So whatever's there is there. And we got a birch forest over there. And we go. And we go. Yeah, wonder what... Hills are so twisty. It's one of the reasons why I don't like going through forests of any kind. Alright, I see a plane. You know, I'll just go this way. As the game stutters its way through. That was a failure. Oh well. So now we got another plane, or so we hope. Nope, just another roof forest entry. Although I see something over there. Hi, sheep. Bye, sheep. Look at that. Does not recognize that water should flow at that point. And stutter. Oh, looks like another roof forest entry. That's all that plane is. With horses. For a minute I thought I saw that horse moving without its legs moving, which is an interesting thing to see. And we need to run. This is a roof forest where bad things tend to hide, and we got a ravine. Not fun. So I had to do some minor backtracking to get around it. Let's see how we're doing with food. Yeah, we're still pretty good. Is that a plane? No. So we'll go in the swamp. Yeah, short jump that one. And run. Making pretty good progress this time around. I know the other time was pretty crappy. Alright, we're roughly at 2/3. Let's see how far. 51,449. Not bad. And run. Then we could make a double over here. And it's getting dark. Well, that didn't work well. Now we just need to get over. Grab a bed, plop a bed. It looks like we're gonna go boating yet again. Another bed in the hand. But you could put the boat there right now. They're aiming down, so now we don't have to. So you could see the lily pads coming a little faster and easier. So here we go, boating yet again. Question is, what is this, island or land? Looks like an island. Yay, more fun and exciting ocean. I remember originally I was thinking of cutting these scenes out, but you know what? It's part of the travel. So, let you see everything that happens pretty much. So we got something. Okay, that answered that question. I'm saying, anything gonna show up? The answer is yes. Let's see what we got. Oh, looks like plains. So we're gonna just divert over this way. Oh, I see a village. That was the question. Are we gonna find a village in these plains? And dismount. Perfect. You'd be amazed. I am not exactly what you call the greatest of Minecraft players, but you'd be amazed at... I have armor, but I don't have a saddle, and we could get rid of this. I don't know about those two pieces of armor quite yet. Do we have a full service village? One where we can find things that are useful. We got tons of horses next to the village, and now we're in free roam territory. Looks like it's another crap village. This would have been a perfect village for a... would have been a perfect village for a Blacksmith to be in. Did I check you already? Hey. Another village that means nothing. Well, we're still in the village, so we can go backwards. Okay, that was fun. Let's head off and see if anything else exists. I know it could have went that way, and maybe might find a rare second village within the same biome, but not gonna do that. In my Slowville series, I'm showing you my what was the longest railroad system I've ever built, and the last two stops were two villages in the same desert. So while most Minecraft know-it-alls note that stutter, that it is definitely possible, there's some that think they know everything and really know very little. And I'm not exactly Mr. Minecraft knowledge base either, so put that disclaimer out there. Still too much. A mild backtrack so we could make forward progress. Stutter through eating that. "14 minutes. Yeah, I don't hear my neighbors blasting that music, so... And it's getting slightly warm in here. So what I'll do is, again, stop the timer, stop the game. And this time, I want to see that timer move. Gonna reopen this window. And yes, it sounds as bad. It is as bad as it sounds. Yeah, they're not playing their music now. Start the timer, and it is moving this time. It's nice to have that gentle breeze coming in the window. Oh boy. Wonder how that chicken died. Oh yeah, I also forgot... Oh, plains. I also forgot that jungles are also a somewhat important biome, because they can hold a hard-to-find ruin or temple. I don't know what... I can't tell if it's the desert that has a ruin or it's the jungle. Again, we got the horses. I think they made them in 1.7. I think they made them much more common. Guess people might have complained that they were way too hard to find. So they appear just about everywhere now. Interesting formation there. This is one of the flattest plains I've actually been in. Ironic that a plane is actually plain. So, you know, mules. Well, you know what? Making a donkey here is not really the smartest thing to do, because once we hit an ocean, that's pretty much it. And then we have to pick and choose what we carry with us across. I don't want to do that. Going a little sideways just because we want to see what's on that side. Alright, I might be able to... There we go. Only to clip that little piece of land. And stutter, stutter, stutter. I think we've made pretty good progress today. And we move. And we get someone blasting a radio, but this time it's on a... It appears to be in a vehicle or on a motorcycle, which, yeah, you gotta have up in order to even hear it. Doesn't matter what's on that side. Hey, lava pool. If you were a little closer, I could have fallen in and died. Yes, we'll go this way because I see... Oh, nice jump. Starting to get dark again. So again, as I always say, depending on when the hour is up and where the sun is in the sky, depends whether we get a slight bit of overtime just to put our final destination... Our final destination being a final checkpoint. 15 frames per second, guys. And we were doing $1.25 when we started. I think I'll put the bed here. Yeah, I think the timer will go off just slightly before we'll call it a day. And there has to be a jungle right next to a plane. Which, of course, is something that does happen a lot. Thing is, one holds a ruin, which could hold valuable treasure, and one has a village, which could have something valuable in it as well. Apparently, this village goes lateral. Let's see how many we got. Alright. One more black. And we are struggling to even just make a frame. Alrighty. We got a jungle. At 1, 2, 3. Now it's going up. So yeah, there were a couple of changes made to this show. One was that actually was the second thing that was corrected, but was the very first mistake was when I laid down a bed, I'd pick it back up and take it with me. Problem with that is if I do that and died, and the last bed I used was one that I carry, I would lose my spawn position, and I would have to start from the very beginning. Fortunately, that never happened. But I always had an end point, and left that alone. So that's why I make a bunch of beds. So if I die, I will start at the last spot that I slept. Not at the very beginning, which completely makes the point of this entire thing moot. Second thing I fixed was I thought I'd make it more adventurous by allowing the day-night cycle to happen, but after dying and losing about almost 10 kilometers of progress, many people responded asking why did I even bother fighting monsters. So people thought what I was thinking, but I only did for entertainment purposes, was to go back to what I'm doing now, which is multiple beds and sleeping when it gets dark. It's only a little more than 5.5 minutes to go. Timer was in a weird count that I couldn't really give you an exact number. It's 5 7/8 minutes left to go. 5 7/8 sounds a bit odd, wouldn't you say? 5 minutes and 8 seconds. That's actually how much time is left. And I got plains and desert and, oh boy. So, which, if any, will yield anything? There's only the desert. Completely missed the mark there. Anyway, only a desert can have two different things spawn into it. A desert temple, or desert ruin, and a village. Usually it's or, but I've seen cases of and. Wonder if we can see anything more. This looks like a dead end. Well, it looked like one. Yeah, we made it. Made it through. And we got absolutely nothing, I guess. For a minute I thought I saw something over there, but I didn't. And we're back to boating time. Now we're stuck in the land. There we go. And we're sailing yet again. Oh boy, stutter. You gotta stutter in the wrong places. So bad things happen, and we're back into open waters yet again. Yeah, that's a considerable chunk. I would call that actual landmass. Now the thing is, we need something to appear. Yeah, I was going to say somewhat soon, but the sun's a little higher up than I thought it was. And we got just a hair over 2 minutes to go. Or so, that's what the math led me to believe. And we got an island. So we know we don't really stop for islands unless the sun was actually on the horizon. Setting, that is. So we're at 55,440. We have definitely made about 11 kilometers of progress, or just a little under 7 miles. And when it's put that way, you realize that these Minecraft worlds are nowhere near as big as they seem. When you're 10,000 blocks out, people say you're pretty far out there, when in fact, that's only like traveling from one city to another in the real world. Not really exactly a lot of distance. But it's the way that Minecraft overstretches the depth of things that makes it look like things are much further and deeper than they really are. Okay, sun's starting to set. And we got 20 or so seconds to go. Okay, we need an island or something pretty soon. Okay, we got something showing up. Just in time. Might be a little premature, but this will do. Actually, okay, now we gotta aim down so we can see the hazards coming. And now. Oh no. Boat went off in a direction it shouldn't have. So we're going to end this episode pretty soon. We're just going to go a little further. I'm going to go a little further. Okay. I'm just being impeded by the vines. Alright, right on shore. That ought to work. And let's see how far we've got. Now laying down so we can see the numbers. 56,339. That's a pretty good haul there. That's what we got in this exciting episode of One Way. We got a lot further than I thought we would. And hey, we found 2 villages. Too bad they weren't really useful. Could use a smith shop. But that's how everything goes. George F5F1 says, hope you enjoy and have a good one.